Ciao Bella, welcome to Bella Uncinetto. I'm Christina and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. We are going to do a book look today, but it's a little different than a normal book, right? So I've actually had this book for a while. I got this book at Ollie's probably about 5 years ago now, ish, right? Um, But this book is a gigantic book. So this is Crochet Home, uh, Everyday Crafting Crochet Home. It's 35 plus patterns. But this book is actually 3 books in one. So I am going to do a 3-part series on this book because the video to do a book look on this would be insanity if I did the entire book. Because look at that. There are 20 something patterns in the first section and then 18 in the other 2 sections each. So already the last 2 sections, that's 36 patterns. Plus, I can't remember if it's 20, 21, or 22 in the first part, but that's already over. This says 35 plus, that's already over 50 patterns, right? If we have 36 plus 20, even 21, 22, right? That's 68 patterns at maximum, right? There's no way. There's no way, right? As much as I know that you guys love my company and we love chit-chatting with each other, you're not going to sit here through 60 something patterns. Mm-mm. It's okay, right? Um, no. Did I lie? 36. 58, not 60. Holy moly. 58 patterns at maximum. Rounded up to 60, right? But 62 patterns. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the first part of this book and then go through part 1 and then I'll do another part 2, part 3 because these are actually it's actually 3 different books, right? So I want to talk to you about the whole thing because it's a combination of three books. So when I look at the beginning of the book right here, it tells you the 3 books, right? So part 1 is Quick Crochet for the Home. Part 2 is Crochet to Calm. And part 3 is Interweave Presents Classic Crochet Blankets. So I'm going to do this like in a 3-part series, but each one will be a different book, right? And then we'll come back and do Label My Libraries and all of that. So this could potentially have like 9 labels in it because I'm going to be labeling the different sections, right? So this is the front of the book, right? So we'll go through the first part together. And if you don't know what a book look is, if you've never done one or never been here for one, we just go through the book and literally look at it. I don't show you patterns. I'll show you pictures of the items, but I'm not going to show you the pattern actually written out itself. So there are 6 sections to part 1. Right? This is the table of contents for part 1. So you can see that. And I remember looking at this book when I first got it, but I'm kind of ashamed, you all. I was cleaning up my room, and I have a cart in my bedroom that has yarn in it, like cotton scraps and things like that. So I make like face scrubbies and all kinds of stuff. And I was cleaning up that cart, and I was like, this one drawer is really heavy. So I went to pull out the drawer, and there were these 2. I have another book down here. There were 2 crochet books in there. And I was like, I really thought that I was almost done looking at all my books. Well, apparently not. So, and I don't remember how long they've been in here. So this is the bold diagonal throw pillow. And I really like that pop of color. It looks like, well, again, I haven't looked at the pattern, but it looks like it's a C to C. I could be wrong. But I love that bold stripe down the middle because you could do it with any color pattern you want, right? It wouldn't even have to be just 2 colors. You could make it 3 colors if you wanted. And this one says it makes an 18-inch pillow with worsted weight yarn. So if you use worsted weight yarn and follow this pattern, you'll get an 18-inch pillow cover. All right, this is the Perfect Poof. I wanted to make something like this, and I mean, I'm sure that I have yarn in quantities to make something like this, but that just looks so big. Like, the thing that I would have to buy to put in there would be massive, right? Still going. This is a faux cabled blanket. That picture looks kind of blurry to me, but maybe it's a bulky yarn, so that's how it's supposed to look. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it's super bulky. So that's why it looks like that. This actually reminds me of Amanda at Obsessive Crochet Lady has, I don't want to say the pattern wrong. I want to say it's Hugs and Kisses. I don't remember. Sorry, Amanda. But this pattern, again, I haven't looked at the pattern itself, but it kind of reminds me, the little X's kind of remind me of that pattern. This is the Don't Forget door hanger, which actually looks kind of useful. Like, you just hang it on the door and you can put things that you need in there. I do this with my keys. Like, I have a key holder and I put my keys in a place where I won't forget them. And even my daughter knows that that's where they go. So if I happen, which is rare, but if I happen to like lay them down on the kitchen table or on the counter, like if we come in downstairs instead of upstairs, she'll be like, Mama, do you want me to put these on the key holder? And I'm like, yes, thank you so much for finding them. But I've told her that if she does it, she needs to say something to me, because I might be just going back out to put the trash out or going to do something. So if she puts them away without me knowing, then I'm going to be wondering where I misplaced the keys. But I do like this idea of the door holder. It might even be a good idea to maybe put some like backing. You know, they have those, they're not cardboard, but they're like the wooden backings that you can make like the bottoms of baskets and bags with. If you even got one of those and crocheted around it and made it a little bit more sturdy, because over time when you put things like phones and pens and whatever in there, the yarn is going to sag. But if you crocheted it to one of those, maybe. These are called Luxe Living Coasters. Kind of. Y'all, that looks like a middle finger. I'm not gonna lie. That looks like a middle finger. I'm sorry. That looks like a middle finger. Okay, so the next section, this is still in part 1. Remember, there were 6 sections to part 1, but this is Fun in the Kitchen. So this is a dishcloth trio. Is there... Does it show all 3 of them together? No. So there are 3 different patterns, but it doesn't really show you a nice picture of all 3 of them. So here's the picture, and it kind of shows you the other ones in the background here. And then there's another picture here of the other patterns, but that's not super clear. But there's 3 of them, 3 different patterns. Now this is nice. Okay, this is an around the table trivet. So this would be something you would put under like a teapot or a hot, you could use them as hot pads, essentially, trivets, hot pads, things like that to put on the table or the counter when you have something hot and you want to set it there. I like that. I do like that. That one's nice. Chef's Best Rug. Now, I will tell you, I like this, but I really like the mats. They're like rubber mats. When I used to work in a kitchen, I worked in a kitchen in a restaurant. Um, I loved the rubber mats that they would put for us to stand on because they actually absorb and it doesn't feel like you're standing just on solid concrete all day long. So it helps your back, it helps your feet, it helps your knees, right? Because you're standing there for like 8 hours. And I actually have some of those in my kitchen. And this is also like, it says chef's best rug, but it's not even, I mean, maybe this is part of the kitchen over here on the side, but I don't see, this looks like a little breakfast nook area more so than anything. Now, I would put that in a breakfast nook area, but I don't know that I'd put it in my kitchen. I'd be afraid I'd drop something on it and have to wash it all the time. Okay, so this is the third section, delicious dining room. Not a lot in the fun in the kitchen. Modern tile placemats. Okay, so these are made like different kinds of tiles. I prefer that one, the blue, the dark blue background, mainly because I drop things when I eat, usually on my shirt. So, but sometimes I drop them on the placemat. But if I had a white one, I'd be really upset if I got it dirty. Some people are really good at keeping all their food on their plate. I am not. I never have been. So I would I would prefer the blue one with the white trim. Um, but if I was to make it in these colors. There's another one. This one is blue and green. That's pretty. Fast and festive napkin rings. Okay, that would be good for some cotton scraps. I mean, you could even do it with acrylic scraps because they're not going to be anywhere near heat necessarily, but those are cute. I'm not fancy enough to need napkin rings, but if you were, or if you just like to have a nice decorative table. I don't have a decorative table. I mean, I have a tablecloth and some placemats, but um, I'm not gonna do all that. One, because it seems like it's just there to collect dust, and two, um, my cat would make a mess of all of that. He's new, and I'm trying to get him off the table, and we are mostly successful. But if he saw something that he could play with, mm-mm, no, thank you. Now these are nice. The graphic tile seat covers. I do have some chairs at my table that could probably use. I mean, they have cushions, but I could probably put some seat covers on there. Those look nice. So anything sticking out to you guys so far? I mean, there are things that I like, but so this is the fourth section. This is bathroom retreat. That's the fourth section. This is a spa jar cover. I need to say that slowly, or I'm gonna say something else. This is a spa jar cover. Enunciation. Spa jar cover. And so, like, if you have, like, this one has cotton balls, or like I make the little like face rounds, and you could put those in a jar. You could have like a clean one and a dirty one, or I don't know, whatever. That'd be neat. I don't have enough counter space for that. Luxury towel touches. Are you crocheting these on the towel? Or around the towel? I'm confused. I'm sorry, hold on. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So it looks like you're making this, you're crocheting this, and then you sew it to the towel. So the little thing, and then you sew it to the towel. Because I was like, that would be hard to puncture the towel to crochet through all that. Because I do towel toppers, and you have to poke holes through it to do the tops of the towels. But okay. Okay, that is kind of fancy. Step on in rug. Okay, so this is like a bath mat. I like that design. I like that design. I like those colors too. Okay. And it says you hold 2 strands of yarn together for this. All right. So this is section 5. We are rapidly getting to the end of the first book here. Oh, we're blurry. Are we back? No, we're still blurry. Okay, well, here we are. This one is Log Cabin Retreat Throw. Now, I have seen different versions of the log cabin blanket, just patterns like on YouTube and just on the interwebs, right? So, this is one where you go like in different directions. You just start crocheting in different directions. I've never made one, but I've seen them and I've seen people show them on their channel and like I'm gonna show it to you. I'm just trying to see if there's a better see if there's a better picture. This one's all bunched up on the bed. But nope, that's it. Okay, well, here we are. Log cabin retreat throw. Right? And with each one, at least in this section of the book, you get all of your yarn information and some really nice notes, which I've read a couple of the notes and they're useful, right? Sometimes you get notes and they're just like, why would you tell me that? Even as like a beginning crocheter, like why would you tell me that? But, you know, sometimes people think it's important to know. I don't know. Yeah, so this is the other picture that I was going to show you, but it's still all bunched up. That's not helpful, friends. Breakfast in bed pillow. Okay. I have not seen this stitch before. This says, the popcorn shell stitches remind me of tiny croissants or croissant. However you say it, whatever language you speak, right? But there's an up close of the stitch. I've never seen that stitch before. Popcorn shell stitch. Okay. Interesting. Bling ring bowls. Again, something I have to say slowly. Bling ring bowls. So it looks like you hold it together with some thread. So you take your yarn and you hold it together with some sparkly thread. If I'm just looking at the notes here, like this column, not this particular note, but like all of the information for what you need. It looks like you're using yarn and then whatever sparkly blingy thread you would like. Or you could just use sparkle yarn if you have sparkle yarn. That would be my advice if you didn't have thread, because I don't have sparkly thread. I did have some, but I gave it away. So I don't have it anymore. So I wouldn't be able to make this if I did it. Oh, there's 3 sizes of bowls. So they give you, each one of these bowls is a different size. You have the large bowl, and the purple one is the medium bowl, and then the red one is the small bowl, right? I didn't notice that until I started looking at the pattern here. Okay, now this is the last section of the first part of this book. This says Kids These Days. We'll see. Chevron Cuddles Blanket. Okay. I like that. Okay. My daughter has a similar pillow, this, over this way. This pillow, it's not exactly like this, but it's similar. Because that is her nickname, right? So. They even give you a color chart in here, which is nice. I'm not going to show you the color chart, but they do give you one in here for the design. Now, I will look up if this book is sold separately. If it is, I mean, I'll look up the book itself and see if there's a link to purchase. Now, if I put a link up to purchase, I'm not in any way affiliated with Amazon or anything like that. I'm just saying if you want to buy it, here it is. I found it at Ollie's for like, I don't know, how much did I pay for this? $5.99. So, I mean, if you pay more than $5.99, you pay more than me. And if you buy all 3 books, you're going to pay more than $5.99. So you're going to pay more than me. But I will link them if you are interested, right? If you have an Ollie's near you, like I said, I bought this a long time ago. But they do occasionally have crochet books and things like that in their book section. So maybe you get lucky and you find it. So this is Tot's Best Toy Basket. I like this. I actually still have not made the basket for my friend that I was supposed to make. It's been on my to be made list for a while, but this one has different kinds of stitches. So the bottom is one kind of stitch, and then this part is another stitch. So that's kind of nice. It's different than some other baskets where it's all one stitch. So that's interesting. And then they show the inside of the basket, right? Try not to show too much of the pattern, put my finger over it. Oh my goodness. I think my daughter would love this if she actually like put her books up in her room. But she might want it anyway. I don't know. This is Smart as a Fox Bookends. So you have the body of the fox, and then over here on this side, I can't make my fingers move, but over here, this one, you have the tail of the fox. And you have the bookends with the, with it crocheted over the bookend. That's kind of cute. My daughter loves foxes, so. I actually have a couple of students who really love foxes too. That was a cat. Getting into something he didn't need to be getting into. Oh, and they show you the little pockets and everything too, like how to slide it on there, which is nice. Oh, and that is the end of this part of the book. Yep, we go on to the next part. So this is the end of part 1. of the book, right? So this is the author of the whole thing, and information about her as well, and the yarn that she used and all of that. So just a reminder, right, that this is a large book. So if you come back, you will be seeing at some point, like I'm not going to do it back to back, but I am going to be showing you the other two parts of this book at a later time, because like I said, I'm already 25 minutes in, and even if I just put my intro and outro on and I shut up right now, it's going to be about 30 minutes long. So I hope that you've enjoyed it. Let me know what patterns stuck out to you, right? Which one did you think, oh, that one might be kind of cool, or oh, I've made something like that before and I loved it, or I hated it, or I think that stitch is annoying, or I really like that kind of look of that stitch. Whatever you think, right? Just let me know what you think about some of the patterns. I definitely commented on things that I thought were interesting or things that I liked. But hopefully I will be back to do a label my library or another book look on another one of these sections. Like I said, I also found another book, which I will show you another time, but we will go through that as well. But I'm so ashamed of myself, guys, that these have been sitting in there. Like, I probably put those in there when I probably got that cart a year and a half ago. And I brought it upstairs so that I could work on stuff in my room. And I have not touched those books since I put them in the drawer. Okay, all right. So enough of embarrassing myself. I will go. And until I see you again, be well, be safe, and be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao, Bella.